I'm not your past. I'm your plot twist. My return will feel like remembering a dream you swore wasn't real. I come back with wounds you'll want to kiss. You buried me deep. I grew roots. I'm not here for revenge. I'm here to remind. I am the interruption your peace secretly craves. I will return as the moment your breath catches. The story paused. I am the next sentence. My comeback won't knock. It'll awaken. You replaced me. I remain unreplaced. You healed for someone else. I return for what's mine. I'm not coming for love. I'm coming for truth. I return not to beg, but to be undeniable. You unlearned me. I return as a lesson you'll never forget. I don't come back as love. I come back as the ache of it. You've grown. I've transformed. Let's collide again. I didn't disappear. I dissolved into your shadow. I return like lightning to the place that burned first. I'm the secret thread still tied to your ribcage. You forgot the sound of my voice. I've rewritten it in silence. You're finally okay. That's why I'm knocking. I am what you lost on purpose, but still check for. You'll see me again, right when your smile falters. I come back not for answers, but to be the question. I didn't forget you. I memorized your absence. I'm not a ghost. I'm your unfinished sentence. I walked away to see if your heart would echo. You moved forward. I planned a return from underneath. I vanished to become more haunting. I learned the way back by following your silence. I return not as love, but as the truth love couldn't hold. You'll pretend to be surprised, but you always knew. You think you're ready for peace. I come as the test. I gave you time to forget me. Now I return to undo it. You deleted our pictures. I stayed in the pixels. I will enter again through the crack in your peace. I left when you needed me. I return when I need you. You prayed for healing. I became the answer you weren't ready for. My silence wasn't absence. It was buildup. I'm returning as the apology your soul whispered for. I am not your past. I'm the ghost of your future. You let go too soon. I return to make it hurt right. You're in love with someone else, but your bones still hum my name. I became the stranger you dream about. I never moved on. I just circled back stronger. I'm not seeking love. I'm bringing the reckoning. You said goodbye. I wrote a sequel. I disappeared so your heart could hunger. You'll feel it in the silence before sleep. I'm almost here. I am the surprise you tried to outgrow. You begged for closure. I bring chaos in disguise. I've returned wiser, sharper, harder to leave. I am the plotline your soul kept editing. I will appear where your comfort cracks. I don't come to remind you. I come to replace your peace. Your peace was temporary. I am the permanent echo. I vanished to become the lesson you beg not to repeat. I waited for your new love to get boring. You made me leave. I made sure you'd remember. I trained the universe to deliver me back to you. I'm not a return. I'm a restart. You forgave me too easily. That's why I'm back. You healed the wound. I return as the scar. I didn't forget. I rehearsed. My absence was my preparation. My return is divine timing. You made peace. I bring the wildfire. I'll return like the line of a poem you finally understand. You made a home without me. I brought the storm. I return as the whisper you wish was a scream. I am not done being the ache in your quiet. You expected me soft. I return sharp. I left behind pieces of me inside you. I've come to reclaim them. I watched you forget me just enough to need me again. I buried my love beneath your ego. I return with a shovel. I've returned not to love you, but to haunt your comfort. You erased me. I come back as what you miss in everyone else. I'm not a comeback, I'm a consequence. I didn't vanish. I waited for your hope to get louder. I return as the memory you swore would never matter again. I am the heartbeat behind your calm, and I've always been coming. My dear, I'm not gone. I'm watching the perfect moment to shatter your silence with my return. I'm not finished loving you. I just paused to plan my comeback. You think it's over, but I'm rehearsing the moment I knock on your soul again. I left quietly so my return would sound like thunder. You buried me in your past, but I packed a ladder. I vanished to make space for your longing. While you healed, I rewrote my script. I return as the twist. I watched you forget me so I could study how to be unforgettable. My silence was a strategy. My return will feel divine. I've been hiding in your dreams, whispering the map back to me. The universe gave me one last dare. Re-enter, but this time differently. You've moved on. I'm moving in. The future you're building, I'm already written into it. I needed time to become the version of me you'd crave again. I'm coming back, not as a lover, but as the ache you prayed would stay gone. You think you've healed. Wait till I say your name again. My plan, haunt you so tenderly, you mistake it for fate. When you least expect it, I'll be your déjà vu. I left footprints on your soul, so I'd always know the way back. This time I return as the apology that breathes. You felt my silence, Now feel my return. I'm not asking for permission. I'm already in motion. I've studied your heart like a thief. I'm coming for it again. What if I said, this time I know how to stay? You won't see it coming, but you'll feel it ripple through your spine. My ghost learned how to knock. I never let go. I just loosened my grip to come back stronger. I'm coming to reclaim the breath you still hold when someone says my name. When the moon turns, so will your thoughts of me. I return not to repeat, but to rewrite. You were my lesson. I hope I'm still your question. I didn't move on. I moved around you. One day, your calm will crack, and it'll be me on the other side. I erased myself so you could crave my handwriting again. I've turned my regret into a roadmap. You'll feel it in the air. I'm near. I've waited for you to stop waiting so I could surprise you. I'm not the same person who left. I'm worse. For your peace, my plan, arrive when your heart says it's finally safe. What you buried has grown teeth. I gave you space so you'd remember how I filled it. I'm not back for closure. I'm back to open something else. You changed the locks, but I memorized the creak in your soul. I practiced being unforgettable in your absence. You'll look up and I'll be there, exactly where you swore I wouldn't be. I didn't leave you. I left the version of me who couldn't stay. My return is not for you. It's for the story we unfinished. I'm the secret you thought you'd buried beneath healing. Love doesn't knock twice. I'm breaking the door. You made peace. I brought a storm. I disappeared so you'd feel my shape in every silence. You called me a ghost. I became the haunting. I'm not the villain, I'm the final chapter. They warned you about exes, not about me. I waited till your smile no longer trembled when they mentioned my name. I was a phase. Now I'm the pattern. You deleted my number, but the universe knows it. I planned my comeback in your loneliest hour. I'm not asking to return. I already did. In your thoughts. You rebuilt. I return as the crack. I learned how to become your favorite mistake again. The silence was only my disguise. You healed. I evolved. Let's collide. I wrote a new ending. It begins with my return. I'm no longer who left you. I'm what you secretly hoped would return. You'll hear my name and forget why you ever let me go. I am the unfinished prayer in your peace. I'm coming back, not to stay, but to awaken. I let you go so I could come back on my own terms. I disappeared to learn how to haunt you right. You'll feel it. Your chest will tighten. That's me, re-entering. I left breadcrumbs in your bloodline. I was the storm. Now I'm the echo after I planned this silence. It's part of my return. The new me speaks your language of silence fluently. I will arrive like thunder, unseen but impossible to ignore. I etched myself into your forever when you weren't looking. I don't need permission. I am the disruption you once begged for. You thought the door was closed. I am the knock. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Like, comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more. I trained my heart to beat to your name again. You looked for peace. I bring the passion you buried. I'm coming to remind you who lit your fire first. The silence we shared was louder than goodbye. I don't knock twice. This is your echo. I don't want closure. I want resurrection. You thought you healed, but I'm your trigger in disguise. I never left. I just walked behind your thoughts. I let go so the universe could grip tighter. My return is the love story your healing feared. I slipped through your prayers like a forgotten wish.